Today, I want to talk about something that touches every single person in this country, the census. Specifically, I want to focus on phase 2 of a census 2027 called the population enumeration, which is the most important and most talked about part of this entire exercise. Hello and welcome. You're watching NewsX Deepdive and I'm Shivani Singh. The Centre has notified the schedule for the second phase of Census 2027, the population enumeration exercise in Ladakh and the snowbound areas of Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand, with self-enumeration set to begin on August 17th and house-to-house enumeration from September 1st. The phase will, for the first time since 1931, include caste enumeration and is also expected to collect respondents' parents' date and place of birth, besides passport details where available and Aadhaar numbers on a voluntary basis. Before we get into phase 2, let's quickly understand the bigger picture. Census 2027 will be the 16th census since the practice began and the 8th since India's independence. It is also historic for another reason. It will be India's first fully digital census. No paper forms. Enumerators will use mobile apps on both Android and iOS, and everything will be monitored in real time through a portal called CMMS, Census Management and Monitoring System. Well, the Union Cabinet approved this entire exercise at a cost of over rupees 11,718 crore, and it will involve about 30 lakh, that's 3 million field workers across the country. This is genuinely the largest administrative exercise anywhere in the world. The reference date for the census in these areas will be 00.00 hours on October 1st, 2026. The second phase of the census for the rest of the country is expected to begin next year. The population enumeration phase will mark the first nationwide caste count since the 1931 census, after the Union Cabinet approved the caste enumeration on April 30th last year. The census itself will be conducted in 2 stages, the ongoing house listing and housing census or HLO, followed by the population enumeration phase. In phase 2, the population enumeration, that means all the data collected reflects the population as it stood at that exact moment. There's one exception, in Ladakh and the snowbound areas of Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. This phase will actually happen earlier, in September 2026, because those regions get cut off by snow later in the year. While phase 1 focused on housing conditions, amenities and assets, phase 2 is about the people themselves, who they are, their number, their characteristics and crucially this time their caste. This is the part that has made the headlines. For the first time since 1931, almost a century ago, India's census will connect caste data for all communities, not just scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. As per reports, the caste will be recorded as declared by the respondent, while respondents belonging to scheduled caste and scheduled tribes will be able to select their community from a drop-down menu containing the SC/ST list of the state where they are being enumerated. The caste field will only apply to those in the non-SC and non-ST categories. This decision was taken by the Cabinet Committee on Political Affairs on April 30th, 2025. After independence, caste counting was limited only to SCs and STs, and other backward classes were never separately counted in a national census. That changes now. In another first, the population enumeration phase will also collect the date and place of birth of respondents' parents, which will help estimate the number of people meeting the citizenship criteria as per reports. Now, according to the report, respondents will not be asked to furnish proof of their parents' birth details, which will be recorded best to the knowledge of the respondent. To prevent confusion or duplication, the mobile app enumerators use will include a drop-down caste category and directory so that the responses are standardized across the country. The government says that this data will help in better policy making and fairer distribution of welfare schemes and resources. Naturally, this has also sparked considerable political debate about representation, reservation policy and resource allocation, and that debate will likely continue right up to when the data is released. One more standout feature of Phase 2 is self-enumeration. For the first time, citizens have the option to fill in their own household and personal details online through a portal available in 16 languages before the enumerator even visits their home. Once you submit your details, you get a unique ID, and the enumerator later visits to verify what you've submitted. This is designed to improve both accuracy and participation and lets citizens feel like direct stakeholders in what officials are calling nation building rather than just being counted. People get to count themselves first. To sum up, Phase 2 of Census 2027 isn't just a head count. It's a digital, data-rich and socially significant exercise that will shape policy for the next decade. From counting every citizen to recording caste data after nearly 100 years, to letting people report their own details online. This phase reflects how India is trying to modernize one of its oldest institutions. Let's in fact discuss this further with Justice Lokpal Singh. He is a former judge of the Uttarakhand High Court. Thank you so much, sir. It is an honor to be able to hear your perspective on this issue. Justice, I want to understand first from you, how are you looking at Phase 2 of this census that is going to take place in the country, and specifically these very specific new changes that have been made? We want to understand your perspective firstly on caste data that is being recorded, and also the fact that it's entirely digital. The names of parents and their date of births and proof of births are also being recorded over here by the enumerators.
Shivani, good evening to all of your viewers. Thanks for your inviting me at this debate. As I came to know about these media reports that in the J&K, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand, there is a census in regard to the caste. It's good decision of the governments to do this exercise at this time. Earlier, the castes were identified only for the purpose of reservation of OBC, SC, ST, and SC and ST categories. Now, in a digital form, the data is being collected for all the castes. So the people are at liberty to give all the details. There is no compulsion to submit any records in regard to the proof of their parents, birth certificates, and caste certificates, etc. So it's a good exercise on administrative side by the governments of the concerned J&K, Himachal Pradesh, and Uttarakhand. The people will know what they are in their public life. So the data will be collected for the benefit of the public at large. So the beneficial scheme will be launched as per the details and financial capacities of the citizens of the states.
Absolutely. And Justice, I also want to understand from your perspective, since you've served in Uttarakhand, this is a special phase that is going to start, and it's starting earlier because areas in Uttarakhand, in Jammu and Kashmir, in Ladakh are snow bound, and then the access to such areas are reduced. How do you think will this affect the administrative people who are going to start off with this process, because it's going to be earlier as compared to the rest of the country?
It's a second phase of collecting these data. So far, Uttarakhand and Himachal and J&K are concerned, the topography is too tough. and sometimes the rainy season and sometimes the snowfall in the areas, and difficult to collect all the data. Sometimes most of the people and citizens from the hilly areas have left their villages and have settled in metro cities. So the collection of these data will certainly improve the census, and those who have shifted from there, they will certainly try to include their names in their village or the town areas. So it will be easier for the government to take policy decisions in that regard.
Absolutely. And Justice, before I let you go, I also want to understand your perspective on the digitization of this entire process, because like you mentioned, there are some areas that do get cut off during certain seasons. Will it then be easier for the citizens to just register themselves and then the enumerators to just come and verify that?
So what digitalization is concerned, digitalization is all the time good, as it is easy to maintain the record in digital form in respect of the paper form. So and once data collected by state, it can be uploaded on the website, and it can be utilized by the central government also for any purposes. So many schemes being launched. So the data will be valuable and beneficial for the citizens.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Justice Lokpal Singh, for your valuable perspective on this issue.